How Adolf Dassler created a sporting footwear empire. There's probably no one who hasn't heard of the legendary brand Adidas at least once. The footwear and clothing from this company are popular on every continent. However, only a few fans know the history of its emergence, let alone the biography of its founder. Today, we'll talk about Adolf Dassler, who created the legend called Adidas. Adolf Dassler was born on November 3, 1900, in the Bavarian town of Herzogenaurach and was the fourth child in the family. The German Herzogenaurach was often called the town of cobblers, the reason being that the small settlement had more than 112 shoe repair workshops, one of which was operated by Adolf's father, Christoph. The family lived modest money, and the mother, working as a laundress, brought home a small wage. The parents affectionately called their little son Adi, and it was this nickname that would later form the basis of his company's name. Adolf's father didn't want his child to become a future cobbler, so he apprenticed him to a baker. The boy spent little time there, dedicating all his free time to his favorite activity. Sports. Adolf never missed a single sports competition. However, he had to create his own equipment to participate. The family situation worsened after World War I, when the parents were left without jobs. Only after 2 years of constant wandering and odd jobs did the elder Dasslers open their small shoe manufacturing business in the laundry room. The family used all available means and converted a child's bicycle into a mechanism for splitting hides. Of course, those shoe models didn't resemble modern sneakers. The first products were slippers and orthopedic shoes for the disabled with a special shape. After the war, the country was in chaos, with inflation and poverty rampant, and there was a high demand for cheap products. There was no point in buying materials for good products, and money was scarce. At that time, boots with rubber soles made from pieces of car tires sold successfully. By 1924, the Dassler family business had become quite successful. The company was growing, and it already employed around 12 hired workers. It was time to register their enterprise and come up with a name. Thus, the brand name Gebr. Dassler was born, which translates to Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory. In 1925, under Adi's leadership, they released the world's first pair of spiked shoes. The football boots produced were highly successful and in demand. They were equipped with a special orthopedic insole and spikes, which contributed to excellent performance for football players. Thanks to the spikes on the sole, players could run faster and be more stable on the grass. There were no analogs in the world. The brothers became pioneers in creating spiked shoes. They experimented, creating sharp spikes without the possibility of replacement and with a round shape, interchangeable ones. Production and sales gradually gained momentum. By 1927, the number of employees reached 25, which necessitated the rental of a factory with more space. About 100 pairs of shoes were produced daily, including boots, football boot sneakers, and sandals. In 1928, the Dassler Company received a patent for the studs used in the football boots. Starting from the 1930s, the Dassler Company began to actively expand, buying out the previously leased building and constructing a third floor. In 1932, Olympic athlete Arthur Jonath took third place in the 100-meter race wearing Dassler footwear. From that moment on, the success of the brothers soared. They began collaborating with athletes and competition organizers, which played a crucial role in sales. In 1936, Jesse Owens, wearing Dassler shoes, won 4 gold medals in the 100-meter and 200-meter races at the Berlin Olympic Games, and also set 5 world records. After the successful Olympic Games, Dassler's income exceeded 400,000 German marks, prompting the necessity to open a second factory by 1938. Shoe production exceeded 1,000 pairs per day with 118 employees, covering 11 different sports disciplines. Following World War II, Germany faced a severe crisis. In 1946, the German government learned about a Jewish man hiding from the Nazis in Adolf's house, who aided Adi in acquiring raw materials to restart the factory. Adolf Dassler was sentenced to 2 years of probation and was banned from managing a business. The business had to be rebuilt from scratch. Approximately 50 individuals were paid in the form of firewood, yarn, and other materials. In 1947, he was allowed to resume operations as the factory's owner under the supervision of an appointed individual for 1 year. The brothers clashed for many years, exacerbated by the political climate. Continuing the company together was futile due to disagreements in business management, personal beliefs, and political views. After their father's death, the decision to split the company was made. Adi remained at the railway factory with 2/3 of the staff, participating in development and production. In 1949, Adi's trademark application for Adidas was rejected by the patent office, so he added an I. Thus, the brand Adidas was born, short for Adolf Dassler. Adolf Dassler was always known for his inventiveness and knowledge of producing quality footwear. He also had a passion for sports. The famous three stripes, previously used by the Finnish sports company Karhu, were acquired by Dassler in a successful deal. He bought the rights to the branding concept, which to this day is exclusively associated with Adidas. In 1954, the German national football team, wearing Adidas footwear, won the World Cup. Since 1952, Adidas started selling sports bags featuring the three stripes in collaboration with Willy Selten Reich. The partnership was so successful that Willy exclusively produced for Adidas. Over the years, the range expanded to include clothing. In 1956, Adidas signed an advertising agreement with the International Olympic Committee (OEO) for AD. By the 1960s, Adidas became the world's largest footwear manufacturer. It employed 550 people, and by the early 1970s, daily shoe production reached 22,000 pairs across 16 factories. AD's success continued to grow, profits increased, and recognition and positive feedback poured in from around the world. However, he shunned fame, focusing on innovation. Adolf was driven by creativity, constantly seeking to improve and modernize footwear. He consulted athletes from various disciplines, considering their opinions and making adjustments. Achieving the highest quality was crucial, ensuring athletes were stable in any weather conditions and physical exertions were not complicated by the footwear they wore. He drew strong motivation from athletes who won medals while wearing Adidas shoes. Adolf Dassler always placed paramount importance on his immense love for sports. Even at the age of 75, he continued to play tennis and spent a lot of time in the pool. As he used to say, in his life, there were two passions, sports and business. The founder of Adidas was faithful not only to his passions. Dassler married only once and was not involved in any scandalous relationships. His chosen one was Kath, with whom he stayed until the end of his days. In their happy marriage, the couple had 4 children. One of them, Horst Dassler, followed in his father's footsteps and established his own company producing swimwear under the name Arena, which later gained worldwide fame. The great AD passed away in 1978 from a heart attack. Until 1995, the company remained in the hands of the Dassler family, after which it passed into other hands. In 2006, a sculpture was erected in honor of Dassler, paying tribute to the man who created a true legend in the sports apparel and equipment industry. The success story of Adolf Dassler is an example of how passion, hard work, and the pursuit of perfection can lead to the creation of one of the most influential brands in the world. Adolf Dassler and Adidas will remain symbols of innovation, quality, and dedication to sport and memory.